Exercise will definitely help you live a longer, happier life. It's just not the best way to lose weight.
But apparently it's not the best way to lose weight. They better not say that it's V-Shreds pill and that I was wrong all along. Please tell me I'm not wrong. Coach Greg and the science is in. Exercise is not the best way to lose weight. Well, in today's video, we're going to analyze, is this actually true? And if not, what is? Is it medication, lowering stress, a certain diet, proper sleep, hygiene? What exactly is it? Stay tuned to find out.
We have this idea that if we want to lose weight, we join a gym on January 1st, we start working out regularly, and eventually we slim down.
This literally is 100% truth. You can join the gym, start an exercise program, and lose weight. Nothing that was stated is wrong.
I read more than 60 studies on this, and it turns out exercise is actually pretty useless when it comes to weight loss.
What? You read 60 studies saying that exercise is pretty much useless when it comes to weight loss.
Excellent for health. It's probably the best single thing that you can do other than stopping smoking to improve your health. But don't look at it as a weight loss tool.
Okay, so they're saying we should rebrand exercise as not being just a weight loss tool, but something good for our health. I feel like I've already done that. 150 minutes of cardio a week, great for your health, going to improve your quantity and quality of life. You perform exercises to explore the world, move your body, do what it was meant to do, for fun. And with that fun comes improved health. And guess what? Weight loss. It's like one circle and not a vicious cycle, a circle, a positive circle, a great one. You join the gym, do exercise, you have more fun, you get healthier, and you lose weight. Becoming obese is not as healthy as losing weight. And if you do more exercise, you're going to lose weight and be healthier. And so, how is any of this bad?
Exercise will definitely help you live a longer, happier life. It's just not the best way to lose weight.
But apparently it's not the best way to lose weight. They better not say that it's V-Shreds pill and that I was wrong all along. Please tell me I'm not wrong.
There are three main ways our bodies burn calories.
These include your resting metabolism, thermic effect of food. The third part of energy expenditure is physical activity.
And so they're simplifying it. They forgot to mention NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, on top of exercise. But hey, they rolled it into one. That's perfectly fine. And so what they're saying is the exercise portion, the part where you're moving your body around, doing cardio, walking, lifting weights, is a smaller portion of the total calories burnt in a day in comparison to your BMR, or your basal metabolism. You know, the calories you burn when you're laying down doing nothing. But guess what? The reason it's smaller is because you're not exercising enough. Do you think that Lance Armstrong, when he was racing in the Tour de France, riding his bike 5 or 6 hours a day, burning 6,000 to 8,000 calories, found that his BMR was burning most of his calories, or were most of his calories being burned coming from the bike riding that he was doing? And so just because exercise is a smaller portion than that of your basal metabolism, doesn't mean you can't turn exercise into a larger one. And how would you do that? By exercising more. The average American doesn't even get in 150 minutes of moderate activity a week. They don't even get the minimum required to be healthy, let alone to lose weight. And so isn't it a little bit irresponsible to tell people that exercise doesn't really burn that many calories when the reason it's not burning that many calories is because they're not doing it? Does anyone here have common sense or logic when they think about these things? Oh, I'm going to make a video. It's got 11 million views. Video's got 11 million views. I don't have any videos with 11 million views. And so how many people watch this video and think, exercise, probably useless. Doesn't really work. I'm not going to do it. Think before you act.
While 100% of your calories in are up to you, only about 30% of your calories out are in your control.
Only 30% of your calories out are in your control because you're not moving enough. If you do a lot of cardio, it's no longer 30%. It goes up. The more cardio you do, the further that line moves.
One study found that if a 200-pound man ran for an hour, 4 days a week for a month, he'd lose about 5 pounds at most, assuming everything else stays the same.
And so you're not impressed, you only lost 5 pounds of fat jogging 4 days a week. Is that difficult to ask? 4 days a week, 5 pounds in a month. Let's extend that to 12 months. 5 times 12 is 60 pounds. That 200-pound person, if they lost 60 pounds, would now be 140. You could burn off 60 pounds of fat. But exercise, it's pretty useless, isn't it? Can you see how the same information, depending on how you say it or the way you deliver it, can have a completely different meaning? When you hear me say how amazing exercise is, are you more motivated to do that exercise or more unmotivated that it's useless? Really think about it.
For one thing, exercise tends to make people hungry.
And I'm sure you know the feeling. You go for a spinning class in the morning, and then by the time you eat breakfast, you're so hungry.
And so 11 million people watched reasons not to exercise. Well, reason number one, when you go and exercise, it makes you hungrier after. Shocker! If you go and exercise, run for an hour, say you burn 500, 1,000 calories, whatever. Your body senses it's burnt a lot of calories, fat and carbs. And so it increases ghrelin, the hunger hormone, decreases leptin. Why? Because you need to eat to replace some of those calories that you burnt off. Your body's thinking, hey, you just went for a 2-hour walk. We better eat. Makes sense. And so you eat more. And so what does the research actually say about this compensatory mechanism of which we have to eat more calories after we exercise? And so the most part, our bodies subconsciously increase our hunger to compensate for about 50% of the calories that you burn during that exercise. What does that mean? It means, well, if you went and burn out 500 calories during that cardio session, your body is probably going to make you eat back 250 more of those calories subconsciously. You're eating your supper and you just keep eating a little bit more to make up for the fact that you overcompensated by burning more calories. So instead of eating that regular meal you're going to eat, perhaps it was 600 calories. Your body continues to eat after the 600 until about 850 to make up for the fact that you burn off 500 calories. It's at about 50%. So when you add in extra cardio, perhaps it's 500 calories. Your body's going to make you eat about half of those, but guess what? You still are in that 250 calorie deficit. And you don't have to eat those extra calories. No one's forcing you. You can put the fork down. If you have a meal plan, diet plan, and you have a 600 calorie meal plan, when you're done with 600 calories, you're allowed to stop. Even though subconsciously your body's going to say, hey, keep eating, you're still hungry. So of course, it's not easy to lose weight. You have to manage those hormones. Hormonal changes making you want to eat. You might have to use some willpower, but if you're smart, perhaps you have my freaking cookbook. You have low-calorie, high-volume, delicious recipes to help you keep full. And so you can suppress these hormones by increasing the amount and volume of the food that you're eating. That's why I like to eat bigger meals. I'm a hearty eater. I like eating a lot. I don't eat some schmuck serving, as the Iron Musket would say. I like larger, bigger meals that are satisfying. And so just because you add in exercise doesn't mean you're going to compensate for the entire thing and it's a waste of time.
There's also evidence to suggest that some people simply slow down after a workout.
So if you went running in the morning, you might be less inclined to take the stairs at work.
Reason number 2 exercise is useless, according to them, is, well, your body's just going to compensate for the exercise you're doing by making you sit back and relax. But guess what? Again, only about one half. If you burn off 1,000 calories on that 2-hour bike ride, your legs are now tired. And so when you get off the bike, you burn off an extra 1,000 calories. You're tired. You're going to sit down. There's less of a likely chance that you're going to say, hey, babe, let's now go for a walk. Let's go shopping at the mall. No, you're probably tired from the 2-hour bike ride you did. You're more likely to sit around. But guess what? The more fit in shape that you are, the less of this compensatory behavior you're going to show. Consider Coach Greg, trained cyclist now, compared to former Coach Greg, not doing any cardio. When I went for a bike ride 4 years ago, I come back, I'm not doing anything, I'm just sitting on my ass. Whoo, tired. Now, go for an hour bike ride, I'm good, I can keep going. Why? Because I'm fit. Become a better butter burner. The more fit you are, the more calories you burn, not just during the exercise activity itself, but after as well. Why? Because you're in shape, you're not tired, and you can keep going about your day. If me and Allie, who doesn't do cardio, go and run for an hour, who do you think is more likely to keep doing activity after, and who more likely to sit on the couch and have a pickle pizza? Yes, your NEAT will go down as you're less likely to do other activities throughout the day. Gardening, perhaps vacuuming. You're just more tired. You sit around more. That's fine, but it's not 100% of the calories that you're going to save. It's about half.
Researchers have also discovered a phenomenon called metabolic compensation. As people start to slim down, their resting metabolism can slow down, so the amount of energy you burn while at rest is lower.
Oh, and when you lose a bunch of weight, your metabolism, your BMR, it's going to go down. Wow, shocker. You do a bunch of cardio, you starve yourself, you lose a bunch of muscle, of course your metabolism's going to go down. And even if you don't, you're probably going to burn fewer calories. Yeah, you were 300 pounds, you lost 100, you're now 200, and guess what? You burn fewer calories at 200 pounds than you did at 300. Is that really shocking news revelations? A smaller person burns fewer calories than a larger person. Really? And think of it, the more in shape you are, the slower your heartbeat. You go from 300 pounds, heart's beating a mile a minute, 90 beats per minute at rest. Now you do triathlons, you're sitting around, your heart rate's 45 beats a minute at rest. You're super fit. Oh, you're burning less calories now when you're sleeping. You think that makes sense? Oh, we should stay overweight, obese, so that when we lay around in bed, we burn more calories because our bodies are bigger. Or let's lose a bunch of weight, build some muscle, not lower our metabolism, increase our thermic effect of food by eating high fiber, high volume meals, increase our NEAT by moving around during the day, not sitting on our asses, and becoming a better butter burner by doing more exercise, burning more calories during that exercise, and when you're at rest. Which makes more sense? Which video helps more people? This one, watched by 11 million people saying, oh, exercise not that great, or mine? Ask yourself, really, which is the better video?
One study from 2012 is particularly interesting.
And what about this 2012 research? Oh my goodness, the research. They went to a tribe in the middle of nowhere where they walked around a lot. They burn off a lot of calories, a lot of NEAT, a lot of exercise, moving around. They're very small, thin, lean individuals. And guess what the shocking findings are?
What we found is there was no difference at all. So even though the Hadza have a much more physically active lifestyle, they weren't burning any more calories every day than adults in the US and Europe.
150-pound person lean moves a lot, but they don't burn more calories than the 300-pound person. Duh, the person's heavier. 300 pounds compared to 150 pounds, they're double their size. They don't have to move around as much to burn a lot of calories. Did they think of these things? Does this not make sense? When you think logically, when you have some critical thinking ability, can you see how a study doesn't necessarily prove anything? And so why would they show this evidence? Because they're trying to say, hey, you don't need to exercise. You shouldn't exercise. Why? Well, in this tribe in the middle of nowhere, they do a shit ton of movement exercise, and they have the same exact calorie diet as these people, but they don't burn off any more calories. But did you notice they're thin and lean and skinny? Well, these people are obese. So how can you say the exercise didn't help? If we took that tribe in the middle of nowhere and put them in the United States at desk jobs, they would probably eat the same calories and gain 50 pounds of fat. Is that good? Of course not.
Companies like Coca-Cola have been aligning themselves with the exercise message. The idea here is that you can drink all these extra bottles of soda as long as you work out. But as we're seeing, it doesn't work like that.
And so I understand what they're saying. They're saying that in commercials and messages, they're saying you can have all this junk food, this crap, this high fructose corn syrup, this regular pop and candy bars, chips, and so on. All you got to do is exercise more. They're not lying. It's true. I could do all these things. I would not be obese if I drank regular pop instead of Diet Pop. I could handle the extra sugar because I burn it off. That is not a lie. This is true. However, what they're trying to say is, wouldn't it be better to have a healthy diet? To eat fewer calories? After all, I could eat 3,000 calories in 20 minutes, but it would probably take me 5 hours to burn off those 3,000 calories. So wouldn't it be easier to just eat less calories than burn more of them off through exercise? The answer is yes.
We have an obesity problem in this country, and we shouldn't treat low physical activity and eating too many calories as equally responsible for it.
Why are we ranking these things as one is 49%, 51%, what 60% diet and 40% exercise and 80% 20? Why does that matter? Does anyone, one single person watching this video, think that it's not a combination of diet and exercise? Does anyone disagree with me? It's important to do both. Healthy diet combined with exercise, what everyone on this planet should be doing. Every single person should be prioritizing both.
It's not impossible to lose weight through exercise, it's just a lot harder.
That is so negative. I listened to that and I'm like, man, after watching this video, I mean, I was thinking about starting exercise, but it's almost impossible. But it's not that it's impossible, it's just so much harder. If you burn just 100 calories extra in a day, going for a 1 mile walk, you will burn about 1 pound of fat in a month just from a 1 mile walk a day. In a year, that's about 10 pounds of fat, which would make a major improvement in your health. Anyone who burns off 10 pounds of fat, gonna be healthier for it. 100 calories, 1 mile walk for most people. If you're a larger person like me, it's less than a mile. Can you commit to a 1 mile walk? Maybe 2,300 steps a day for someone short like me. Perhaps less if you're taller. Add 2,000 to 2,500 steps a day. Probably gonna lose 10 pounds of fat in a year. Huge difference. Are you now more motivated to exercise, or do you prefer listening to their video? Exercise, overrated, not gonna do much. Genetics, BMR, probably can't. And exercise, 10 to 30%, useless, pointless. Just give up.
You do go to the gym, you burn all these calories. It takes you a long time to do so, and you put in a great amount of effort. You can erase in 5 minutes of eating a slice of pizza.
And so, yeah, it's true. You can go to the gym, train for an hour, burn off whatever calories you have, and in 5 minutes you can have a slice of pizza and replace all those calories. Doesn't mean you shouldn't go and do the exercise. Just means do the exercise, of course, absolutely continue to exercise, and perhaps add more if you're not doing enough. And have a healthy diet. And don't forget, if you're having a hard time losing weight and keeping it off, please consider getting my freaking cookbook. Amazing, low-calorie, delicious recipes help you to lose weight and keep it off. We've sold tens of thousands of copies of these books, with over 98% of people in a poll saying they would recommend it to other people to help them lose weight. That is an extremely high prevalence of people very satisfied with the book. Also, the Circle Diet book, my life's work explaining how to lose weight and keep it off for the rest of your life. Remember, 95% of diets fail, but not with me. Diet far superior than most diets. It's a lifetime diet, the forever diet, the diet to once and for all allow you to lose weight and keep it off. It's not about being perfect, it's about getting you halfway there. Ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching, Greg Doucette IB Pro. Please check out the bloops. Watch the top one, then the bottom. Also, Harder Than Last Time supplements. Get those, click the link in the description. Subscribe and click the freaking bell button. Do it now. Press all the buttons till it's subscribed. And press the bell button. Watch the video right away. Comment for the algo. Helps so much. Thanks for watching the video. Please do your exercise and eat healthy. Lose the weight. And until next time, I'm out.